Greetings all, Blue Knight. Welcome back to the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Previously, we continued even further to the Ancient Cistern and ended up in the lowest floor of the dungeon. Today, we're progressing even further as we just saw the boss key last episode and we know where its location is. Now we just have to find some way to lift this statue up so we can get to it. Okay, so this is one of the lesser memorable parts of the Ancient Cistern to me because I'm not sure why. I don't really remember the lowest floor of this dungeon that well. Not sure why. Just one of those things that just didn't stick with me when it came to remembering this dungeon. But I think we have to get this waterfall deactivated first. So we'll send our hook beetle into the eyes of this huge face. And it should be a gemstone switch. Yes, there is. And now we can get that bomb we saw in the start of this episode. Now I can either go back and fire off my hook beetle from there, or I can just use the hook beetle and then try to turn around, get the bomb, and then blow up that blockade we saw. I'm gonna do the former because I'm already on my way here. You could do the latter and that strategy will work, but it's a lot more time consuming, so that's why I'm doing it this way. So aim down, and then bombs ahoy! Very nice. Now we can get to that cylinder vine wall. Excuse me. Excuse me again. Wow, those bursts are just getting worse and worse. I only drank water, okay? I didn't drink any soda, I swear. It's just water. Then again, I can probably get a burp out just about anything. The only thing I can't do is just try to burp on command. So I'm not sure how that works. It just does. Do I want to go here next? No. Not yet. I really need a desktop computer one of these days. I apologize for that awkward cut because I ran out of disk space again on my laptop. I really need to find some way to get some extra storage on this thing. Because man, that's becoming a pain. I knew it was gonna be a limitation I'll have to overcome when I start this project because by far this is gonna be the largest one I've done on my channel to date. I didn't think I'd be running into these awkward cutoffs when it comes to my storage limit at so many times right now, or at least at this point in the project. I really need a desktop one of these days so I can solve that limitation, among other things. Sometimes I find a miracle that I'm able to do a let's play on the laptop I have. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's become a really big nuisance to me over the years. But gotta make do with what you got, right? Also, I just went in a circle and I fell off. I got confused by my misdirection that I fell off. Wow, this is becoming quite the train wreck, isn't it? I just need to reorganize my thoughts. Gotta figure out where to go next. Okay, I think I have to flip the switch back. And that should rotate this in the other direction. Good. That should take me to the next section of this dungeon. Hopefully. Otherwise I'm getting my information wrong again. Jump down there. Good, I am heading the right direction. Bunch of fire keys to deal with. Fire keys means I am heading in the right direction for sure. Now we can climb up this thread. Before we do that, flip this switch, and that will create a shortcut if we ever need to come back up here. But I don't think we will need to. There's a bunch of hearts over there we can use for our hook beetle, but I'm at full capacity. So climb up this thread. It's quite a long climb, but that doesn't mean it's gonna be a boring one. Because now we got all of these cursed bokoblins chasing after us. So just break free by shaking with your Wiimote and your nunchuck like so. Whenever they grab onto you. You can't climb up the wall, the thread faster like you can with vine walls. So it's just gonna all come down to patience. The guy got onto me. That should be the last one that's able to reach me. Yep, it was. And now we can climb up this thread and activate another switch. Yeah. I was really unsure if this was going to be another switch or not, but thankfully there was. Okay, now we can actually use this switch again, pull that lever up, and that will raise the statue. And by proxy of doing that, we can now get the boss key. What does this tab have to say? Return the stone to its original form and descend below the earth again along the thread. There you will find the key to the path ahead. So that's pretty much what we're going to be doing right now. This actually goes back to a huge tidbit that I found recently when I was researching information for this Let's Play. This whole segment in particular actually is what caused me to remember it. One of the motifs that the Ancient Cistern is based off of is from a Japanese short story called The Spider's Thread. Let's get this boss key first while I'm talking about this. And this boss key is the Blessed Idol. This carved wooden statue looks like it's supposed to inspire gratitude. It also looks for the stone statue on the upper floor. Well, also looks like it. You know, got a bunch of cursed bokoblins, so just run up, and they'll be smushed. They're also frozen in place too. That's pretty weird. I guess a bunch of just cut off for a second. I don't know. But they'll be resting in peace for good this time. Anyways, about the short story The Spider's Thread, especially that thread we just climbed up and down from. The story goes, and I'm just summarizing this, but the story goes like this. The Lord Buddha saw a criminal one day when he was looking at a pawn into the underworld. And he saw that the criminal, despite being in that version of hell, avoids stepping on a spider intentionally. Moved by this fact, or by what he just witnessed, the Buddha lowered a thread to the criminal in order for him to reach the paradise, which is heaven. But there were a bunch of other prisoners that climbed onto the thread, and the criminal got worried. And he was trying to tell the other prisoners that the thread was only for him. At that moment, the thread broke, sending all the prisoners back into the underworld, because the criminal was selfish about his own escape and his own safety. Not only that, but the whole Ancient Cistern seems to be based off of a good-evil motif. Like how the lowest floor of the statue actually represents what looks like the underworld, while all of this looks like heaven in a way, or paradise. There's also versions of those statues. They could also probably represent good, try to ward off the evil. Sort of like the yin and yang, try to find the perfect balance between good and evil as well. So it's a lot of motifs about those kinds of conflicting forces. That's another thing that really makes the Ancient Cistern stand out to me a lot. Okay, so now that we raced the statue all the way to the top, it's time to go confront the boss. Put our whip away and head to the door. And we're about to see one of the more popular, more memorable bosses of Skyward Sword, but probably not for the reasons that you would believe if you haven't played this game before. You certainly are persistent. I'm terribly busy trying to find the clues that will help me to revive the Demon King. Your incessant buzzing around my head is like some ugly gadfly when I'm this busy well, it's making me very disagreeable. And now we have the next boss, the Ancient Automaton, Kalaktos. This Ancient Automaton defends the Ancient Cistern and eliminates intruders. The cursed energy supply Girahim provided to this contraption has given it power far beyond its conventional limits. The red orb-shaped cores embedded in its torso and arms provide it limited stability and prevent it from falling to pieces. That's all the information Fi has. So like most of the bosses in this game, hopefully I don't jinx myself saying this, but it's pretty simple. At first he's gonna try to use these, what's the word for this again? Cinematars? I don't remember the word for it, but it's some kind of like throwing star. So when he slams down his fist like so, use the whip to disable his arms. Alright, so what are you gonna do, buddy? As he uses other arms, that's exactly what I was hoping for. So tear those arms off too. And now that core is wide open, which is his weak spot, in case you can tell. So a couple of slices later, those arms will come back to him and reform. I think we gotta repeat this cycle 1 or 2 more times before we can proceed to the next phase. Come on. There you go. Tear off that arm. The best thing to do is try to provoke him into slamming his arm down like I'm doing. So try to get close to him, and when he does wind up for a punch, then just move away. If you're too far, then that might allow him to throw his spinning, slicing, throwing blades. I have no idea what they're called. Like I said, uh-oh. Got a bit too careless about that. But that should work. Oh, I didn't think those actually hit me. Okay, got all those, got all those. Was able to hit that core again. But now we're heading into phase 2 of the fight. And this time he's got a lot of swords with him. This is the phase that a lot of people remember about this boss fight for. Not because of his attacks or his form, but what you can do to damage him. First things first, try to get an arm off, and that will allow you to use one of the big swords. Actually, I can't even use the whip on his arms right now. But once you get a sword away from him, pick up that sword and slice the core right out of him. This is what people remember about this fight the most because of the scale of this boss and how you can damage him. It's also very, very satisfying to turn one of his swords against him and then clobber with it. It's very cool. So it's gonna do that swiping attack, destroy those pillars, and as you can see, hearts will come out. So if you ever need to replenish your health, that's how you can do it. This time we use our shield against those critical combos, so it'll actually stay in place rather than try to back off. But luckily we saw those critical combos, they'll go down after a glorious strikes. We don't have to do a fatal blow on them. Looks like I've got all those swords out from one arm. Uh-oh. Ah! Didn't move well in time to get away from this Fury Swipes. Fury Swipes. I can't believe I just called that kind of move one of Pokemon attack. Stop being so scared, just try to go right at him. I've got a big sword for crying out loud. I should use that to my advantage. Yeah, one more cycle should do it. Yeah, I know. Just retract yourself. Throw yourself back up so I can knock you back down again. That's how this works, Galactos. I don't think I'm gonna take my chance on getting any more hearts. Hopefully, like I said before, I'm not jinxing myself by saying something like that. Because there's already been 2 instances that it took 1 hit for me to take down the boss. And I don't want that to happen a 3rd time. Come on, Galactos. There we go. Tear off all of your arms just because I feel like it. In reality, you only need to tear off one of his arms, but I like doing all 3 just so I can completely immobile his one side. And slice your legs, and then go right for the heart. No holding back this time. And he's done. So by breaking the near kill curse of these bosses, to the victor once again, go the spoils. 1 more heart container for us, and that adds a bit more health to our overall health, giving us 12 hearts overall. And the Highland Crest. I think we know what to do at this point. Raise your sword, Master. The flames of Aurora have improved your sword, making it longer and sharp enough to do twice as much damage. The sacred flame has purified your blade, enhancing and evolving it. With your sword now enhanced, you are ready to learn a new melody. We should return to the Isle of Songs.